Welcome back, guys. Matt King Corduroy here, bringing you another vintage computer review. This is a 2001 Omnitech OTS-8100SD02815 custom computer. This was most likely built for a business and either managed by an IT department internally or externally. I say that because the hard drive was removed when I got it, and the Windows serial sticker, even though it's probably for Windows 2000, which is well past its date of use, has been removed, which tells me that the person who owned this LAS, probably a business, was very data conscientious, which is more than I can say of the average consumer when they dispose of their PC. You'd be surprised at some of the stuff I've seen. This is an Intel D815EFVU desktop motherboard on the inside. It's a micro ATX motherboard released in 2001. The case is also stamped 2001, which gives me a pretty good indication as to when this machine was built. It probably ran Windows 2000, given by the sticker here, and it's particular vintage, but I have Windows 98 SE on here, which I was going to use for classic gaming, and you still can, but the sound card that's built into the motherboard is not supported for older legacy software, such as Sound Blaster emulation. So what I've done is put a PCI card in there to make up for that. This machine also has onboard VGA graphics. It's the Intel 82815 chipset, and it's pretty decent, as you'll see later. It has an L1 cache of 16K and an L2 cache of 256K, a socket 370 Pentium 3 running at 1 GHz, and 512 megabytes of RAM. I installed that, but it's 2 sticks of 256 megabytes, and they are PC133U. I put in the hard drive, obviously, because like I said, it was missing. It's a 37 gigabyte hard drive, and there was one thing I ran into that was kind of weird when I was setting this machine up. The optical drive seems to be sensitive as to what type it is or what date of manufacture it was, because I put in a much newer one and it did not correctly detect, even though it was IDE, it was set up the correct way with the master pins on the back, and it should have gone. And I know that drive works in different computers, but I couldn't get it to go in this one or detect it at all. Put in one that's a DVD CD writer combo from 2002, and it works perfectly fine. So that is a bit odd and something to keep in mind when using this particular motherboard. Now, in order to get this case open, all we have to do is press these two buttons on the side here, on either side, press against the drives, and it pops off, and we can take a look at the inside in greater detail. Okay, so like I was saying, it's a pretty generic motherboard. There's our graphics controller right there, chip 815. Over here is our audio controller right there. And right above that, I have my PCI sound card. This is a PCI Sound Blaster 128. And it's a pretty decent card, pretty compatible, but like I've said before, PCI does not play nice with a lot of DOS games, including Earth 2140, which is a game that I always use to test to make sure it is 100% compatible. And I know it does not work with this card, so I don't even have to test that. Like I said before, this is micro ATX, so we use a micro ATX PSU in here since it is a pretty small case. I would have liked to use a regular ATX, but I had to buy a new one of these off of eBay since it was dead when I first got it. It cost me like 20 bucks, so it wasn't too bad, but it was annoying. There's our CPU, and there is a SCSI controller right on the board, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Right there we have an AGP slot, 3 PCI as I was saying before, and nothing seems to be bloated or bad at all. It's a pretty decent motherboard. Apparently this was not part of the scourge of bad motherboards. This is our RAM here. We have 3 slots. Don't know what the max is for the RAM, but it is PC133U, and like I said, I have 512 megabytes installed on this thing, which is plenty to run most Windows 98 games. Taking a look at the front, we can see those drives I was talking about. There's the DVD rewritable drive I mentioned before, and right next to it is a zip 100 drive, which I put in because there was an extra floppy drive here in a holder, in the same holder probably actually, but there was no reason to have 2 floppy drives. So instead of that, I just went ahead and stuck that in there for looks. It's not actually hooked up because these things can be quite temperamental, and I don't know why, but they really make it a pain in the ass to get the machine to boot sometimes. Taking a look around the back here, we have a pretty standard power supply, like I said before, except it's micro ATX. We have our PS2 right there, keyboard and mouse. Not 2, but 4 USB. Ethernet above that. There's our integrated sound ports, serial, VGA, and parallel port. Above that we have our kind of information sticker that the manufacturer, Omnitech, put on this thing. As you can see, it had a warranty date until 2006, which seems like a long time. 5 years for a warranty on a computer. Maybe that's pretty standard in business practices, but I thought it was pretty standard for something like less than a year or 2 or something like that for computers. Right here we have our PCI card, as I was talking about before, and you'll note that it is a full height case, meaning you can use full height cards. Nothing funky here, no half heights, no sideways, no nothing, just straight up, stick a card in, good to go. It even screws into the top. There's no fancy holders or anything. It's straightforward. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set up the computer here, as you can see, and much like the last computer I just reviewed, it's quite nice looking. You don't see desktop under the monitor computers like this too often out in the wild, and it's quite a handsome system, I think. I like the front bezel on this. It's really strange. It reminds me of like the 2008 Chargers and stuff like that. The Barracuda and other weird cars. Those are quite ugly cars, but it makes a nice look for this computer case. So let's go ahead and turn it on here. And it's quite simple, like most ATXs. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and focused the camera on the monitor as best I can. Sorry about the striping lines going there, but the hertz doesn't match up exactly. Hopefully once we get into a game it won't be too noticeable. First game I'm going to demonstrate is Duke Nukem 3D to show that the PCI 128 is working in this system, and as I can show down here, it is installed and everything correctly. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go, Duke Nukem 3D. Gotta love that. Oh my god, I played the crap out of this game. It's so cool.
Yeah, piece of cake. Damn, those ignorant bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
Secret right here. But I suck at this. God, love that music. Sound Blaster sounds great.
Hail to the king, baby.
There's another secret here. Yeah. Did I get him? Hell yeah. Get him good. Doesn't set off from here. Boom! Hell yeah! Excellent. Now there was a way to blow that open, I thought. Ah, right there. Okay. It's weird that you can't do it from the outside. Did I get him? must have killed him already. Can't tell you how many doors I got killed in this game. Damn, he got me. Damn, he got me again. Nah, thought there was a secret there. Apparently not.
Don't have time to play with myself.
The crosshair on. Finally. Okay, the second game I'm going to use to demonstrate the graphics on here is none other than Driver. And I love this game, as you know already. Use it to demonstrate a couple of systems. And this one is pretty competent. It plays the video nice and smooth, but I'm going to go ahead and skip past all that jazz so we can just get right into demonstrating the game. Okay, go ahead and choose Take a Ride, San Francisco, and let's do day. And it loads up nice and quick, and bam, we're already in the game. As you can see, it runs smooth as silk on this Pentium 3. And with the just generic onboard Intel graphics chip, runs great. It's a freaking a beast of a system. And this game is just so fun. And the sound also, PCI 128. Beautiful sound. Nice deep sound. I'm sure the Soundmax is good enough too, but that was really dumb. Hey, I got him! That's hilarious. How do you like that? I lost him. That was quick. Oh, there's another one. Whoa, up on two wheels there for a sec. It's really hard to play this with a keyboard. Ah! That was gnarly. Ah, yeah, they got me. But yeah, so that's Driver. Okay, so this is Need for Speed High Stakes, a game I recently picked up and kind of really demonstrates the capabilities of the system better than, say, Driver. Because Driver, although it's awesome, it's really a Pentium 2 game. Meant to run on like K62s, and Pentium 2's 200 megahertz is its maximum requirement, I think, so it's not a demanding game. This one, on the other hand, needs a system like this to run it. And if we go ahead and play it here, single player arcade.
All units be advised. Be on the lookout for a BMW. Therefore, this is dispatch. Request helicopter assistance. Roger that. Helicopter assistance en route.
As you can see, it runs a little choppy, but I've got the graphics turned all the way up. If you turn them down, it's much, much better. Whoa! The game is pretty fun. It has that kind of electro-techno music in the background. Oh my god, I'm so shit at games like this. And it also has a kind of realistic crumpling car physics. Not to the extent of, say, BeamNG as mentioned before, but oh, I really smacked him. Go, 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 go! How the hell are you supposed to lose him? You just get far enough away, or what? I've never done this before, so... And why can I hear all their parts? Ah! That's... Oh, it set me up. Go, go, go! Oh man, I'm sucking it up good. What's that? Stuff on fire. A bus! A bus, get out the way! Ah! No! Oh, I got away? Well, that seemed really easy. But anyway, you can see that it runs pretty good, and it would run a lot better if I actually had turned down the graphics here. But yeah, that's Need for Speed High Stakes. Sorry, I'm thinking Hot Pursuit, the later one. But yeah, pretty interesting game if you like this sort of thing. Okay guys, so this has been a look at the Omnitech Pentium 3 computer. It's a pretty good system. I like the way it looks and behaves. It works great as a desktop workstation running Windows 98. You could run Windows 2000 on it if you only cared about NT compatible games. But it runs games from the late 90s, early 2000s masterfully, and also with the expansion of a sound card, as you saw, it can run DOS games. 99% of your games will run with a PCI 128. Stay away from Sound Blaster Live, but the PCI 128 will get you through. I'm Mad King Corduroy, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and check out some of my other videos, because I've got oodles and oodles of other computer reviews for you to watch. Thank you for watching.